on this edition of Titans All Access. Safety Kenny Vaccaro shares the reasons that he chose to re-sign with the Titans. See the Titans organization in action, helping Habitat for Humanity change a Nashville neighborhood forever. Titans Radio's Dave McGinnis goes beneath the surface to show the incredible development of linebacker Rashaan Evans. General Manager John Robinson has a preview of this Sunday's opponent, the Los Angeles Chargers. And we go behind the flame with tight end Michael Pruitt. All that and more on this edition of Titans All Access, which starts now.
Hit you with the 808.
Trouble. He's sacked! Taken down by Wesley Woodyard. Throws in the end zone. Man is there. Touchdown, Titans! Touchdown, Titans! An extra period, but the Titans get it done again.
Throw your hands up in the sky.
We welcome you to Titans All Access with Amy Wells. I'm Mike Keith. Glad you're with us. It's Chargers week.
Yeah, it is.
3:05 kick at Nissan Stadium for the Titans and the Chargers. Remember, mid-afternoon game. So we want you there, and we want you to be watching and certainly listening on Titans Radio. We're glad you're with us for this particular program, though, because we've got a lot of good things, beginning with our Nissan insider, who is Kenny Vaccaro. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If I ask three of the people closest to you to use a term to describe you, do you think they would all come with the same term?
No, I don't think so. I think I have too many good traits. They'd all pick different aspects of my personality.
Sure, let's go with that. But in Kenny Vaccaro's case, he's a little more predictable and probably a little more humble.
I mean, I grew up in the country, in Brownwood, Texas. I mean, I was tackling kids in stickers and rocks at a very young age, So honestly, like hitting, that's fun for me.
So Kenny, I spent time with three of your teammates, and I asked them if one term described Kenny Vaccaro accurately. The term that I used was heat-seeking missile. And they said, absolutely. Kenny Vaccaro is a heat-seeking missile on the field, someone who wants contact. Do you think that's accurate?
I mean, I've always enjoyed the game of football, and contact's obviously a big part of it. I think that's one of my edge. Like, I think that's what got me here. I think this is gonna keep me here. So honestly, like hitting, that's fun for me.
Did you always know that you liked the physicality of the game that much, or did something kind of lead you to become a more aggressive player as you went?
I always like that. Even in basketball and soccer, I get red cards. I'd foul out sometimes. I was just a physical person my whole life.
What did your folks say?
I mean, I grew up in the country, from Brownwood, Texas. I mean, I was tackling kids in stickers and rocks from a very young age, barefoot in the street. I'm a blue-collar guy. I grew up like that.
Now, is it true that your mom was the person who really was in charge of your training? She was a big part of that?
Yeah, my dad was older, and he passed away when I was 15, but my mom, I started training when I was 4 years old, running every day, every single day, miles and miles and miles and miles. I thought I was gonna be straight track. I mean, I did AAU track, I won nationals, and she's trained me over and over, to the point where it was kind of a little obsessive. You've heard about like how Tiger Woods' dad used to train Tiger. It was to that point. It was every day, like, I'm not gonna eat unless I run and train.
So you're not really surprised that you became a pro football player?
I never expected it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a small town. I just worked hard every day. I mean, first one in, last one out. And then I got an offer from Texas. I'm like, wow. And then all these other offers came in. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'll play special teams my first year at Texas. I got Earl Thomas in front of me and all these other great players. Sophomore year, I start playing. And then all of a sudden, junior year, they're like, are you gonna come back to school? Because you might be a first round pick. So I never really said like, hey, I'm gonna be in the NFL.
versatility your biggest blessing as a player, and maybe in some ways your curse, because people have felt like in the past they could use you all over?
At times, it's great to be versatile. At the same time, though, it's good to be great at one position too. You know, be great at one position or good at many. And I enjoyed, like last year, I played safety for the first time ever in my career. And you can go back and check the film.
Just flat safety.
Just played safety. That was the first time I was allowed to, like, because in New Orleans I played a lot of nickel, dime. I played everywhere. I think all my best years are ahead of me. I think that last year was just a taste.
Is that why you wanted to come back here to play for Dean Pease? Because he was going to let you do different things. He let you blitz and things like that. But you're playing one spot now. You're doing one thing.
Exactly. And I love Dean. I'll say that. And I came back, honestly, for my teammates. You know, Kevin Byard, Logan Ryan, Adoree, Malcolm. It was an instant bond. I haven't been here a year yet, and it seems like I've been here forever. So that was an easy decision. The guys in the locker room are the reason why I came back.
It's early, I get that. But what will it take in 2019 for Kenny Vaccaro and Kevin Byard to be the best pair of safeties in the NFL?
I really don't want to go into expectations. We just got to go, like Vrabel says, from good to great. The details, working every day, our chemistry, just keep growing together, you know, becoming best friends on and off the field. When you're out there playing for your brother and you love them, there's something special about that, and you'll do more for them. So we're just going to keep working and working and working until we can't work anymore.
And those Titans defenders know they have a heat-seeking missile on their side.
Yes, they do.
That's good stuff from Kenny Vaccaro, a guy who's having a great year on the Titans defense, on pace for over 110 tackles right now.
I am very glad he re-signed with the Tennessee Titans.
Absolutely. And we're very glad that the Tennessee Titans do special things off the field. When we come back, Amy Wells has a great story.
We've spent some time at a Habitat for Humanity build, and there were some big stars out there.
Good stuff. Next on Titans All Access.
Mike, a really special thing happened in Middle Tennessee. The Carter Work Project came to Nashville, and they were building houses for Habitat for Humanity. Such a cool week in Nashville.
And when you think about Jimmy and Rosalind Carter, they have been working to change neighborhoods all over the country for nearly 40 years through Habitat for Humanity.
And even more special was seeing the Tennessee Titans get involved and spend some time supporting affordable housing in Nashville.
Being in Nashville and understanding that affordable housing is a big issue that we're having right now, it was important for the Tennessee Titans to lend their hand in making those opportunities available to those in need.
The number of applicants that we get, there's so many people who are in need of affordable housing here, and we just couldn't say no to that.
When we were working with Habitat for Humanity, and they informed us that this October, which is right now, the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project will be happening, we thought what a great opportunity to jump on board and partner with them to bring this community something that they're so deserving of. NFL Huddle for 100 is when the NFL, in celebration of the 100th year, is encouraging each team market to encourage their fans to get out and be active in causes that are important to the community. For us, that's affordable housing. So we're encouraging our fans to get out and do something in that space.
You know, we do this, I've done it for 12 years, and I've never felt something like this. And it reminds me of why I've been doing it. The homeowners, we talk about building communities, and unlike any other build we've even done, the community built out of them seeing those names come together has even more inspired them and building this community. So it's just fun to see this extra layer of excitement. You know, we hope that it will continue to do that, and that we'll see more and more people, so we can continue to build more and more homes and really take all those thousands of applications and get people qualified and build them a home. But yeah, the city has come together, and we've had fun with all the different music, all the different companies, and so many different industries represented here, even amongst the homeowners. And so it's great to see everybody come together. Yeah, they're such a part of this city, and everyone loves the Titans, so they've got to be a part of it. How could they not be? And so the homeowners, as we saw earlier, they just that's a fun thing for them, and so many of them have kids that love watching the Titans. And
it's been so awesome because oftentimes we only have players and cheerleaders and mascot out doing things in the community. This is an opportunity to have the players out here, to have staff out here, to have the wives of the players and coaches out here. They can be a part of it, and we collectively are all together doing what we can to make a difference in our community.
Coming up later on Titans All Access, General Manager John Robinson previews the Titans' upcoming game with the Chargers. But next, get to know tight end Michael Pruitt and see why linebacker Rashaan Evans is becoming a star.
Welcome back to Titans All Access. In this segment of the show, we're going to show you two Titans players, one that you know very well, linebacker Rashaan Evans. Dave McGinnis is going to break down his outstanding play in Beneath the Surface. That's upcoming. The other Titans player that we focus upon, you don't know very well.
But you're about to, and he has a very unique name with an even more unique story.
My mom's name is Colette, so she wanted to name me Cole and add a little extra flair to it. So she named me My Cole. She ended up telling me that Cole stands for victory. She wanted me to be her victory. I'm gonna keep trying to live up to it every day and keep making her proud. Early in my career, I was kind of naive to how everything worked. I got drafted out to Minnesota and ended up getting hurt and got cut right after that, and kind of bounced around a little bit and found myself in a kind of a bad place. And I just had to really just snap out of that and realize that it's a blessing to even still be in the league. I ended up in Houston and, kind of got cool with Vrabel a little bit out there. He remembered some of our conversations back in Houston and some of the things that I was able to do out there, and he brought me here to Tennessee. It means a lot. It just gives me supreme confidence that he has the confidence in me, and when I got that call, I jumped right on it. I feel like it's a great city. It's growing, a lot of things happening. I'm kind of a homebody, so I haven't done too much. I low-key need a tour guide around here to see what's really going on. The fans are great out here. Every time I go out to a game and I'm able to see the fans in the stadium cheering as loud as they can, it just brings me extra motivation as well. Eddie George, when I was coming up, I always noticed him playing and how he played, and such a big bruising back and hard working, and that's something that I look up to and try to model my game after. I feel like it's just a great history in this organization, a great tight-knit group. I feel like I'm part of a family.
This is Coach Mack, color analyst for Titans Radio. It's time to go beneath the surface. Today we're going to watch Rashaan Evans and watch his development as a linebacker in the National Football League. We're going to watch some tremendous plays. Titans are playing tremendous run defense. Rashaan Evans' development is a big part of that. Denver has come out here and it's what we call 13 personnel. We have 3 tight ends, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver. It's a very, very heavy run formation. What the Titans have done, they've got a 5-man line, but they have adjusted. They've shifted gap controls down to the inside. Rashaan Evans takes a tremendous control step. He is mirroring the steps of the back. He mirrors the steps of the back, and then he triggers. The tight end on the outside turns out on the outside element that's coming right here. Rashaan now has got his keys clear and clean, sticks his foot in the ground, and strikes. He's a tremendous transitional player in the run game. Once he reads his keys correctly, sticks his back foot in the ground, and he strikes, stops the back, dead in his tracks, 1-yard gain. Now what we've got in the ball game as far as their personnel, this is 22 personnel. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. What we're going to see here, this is a power O play. They're going to lead the fullback and a pulling guard that's going to pull across the center to try to get double blockers in the hole to go for a very short 3rd and less than 1-yard line. It's critical that you get knocked back on the defensive line. Also, the linebackers have to be very clear and clean with their reads. The linebackers are keying the center guard triangle. They're keying through the center guard triangle right here to the backs. As his guard pulls, watch Rashaan Evans. Immediately triggers. As he triggers, Jarrell Casey does a tremendous job of splitting a double team. He splits the double team here, comes up and stops the force of the fullback coming in. Rashaan Evans does a tremendous job of triggering and doing what we call a backside run through on a power O. The front side is all stacked up. It's up to Rashaan to get a clean read, quick read, trigger. He stops the running back dead in the hole along with Jarrell Casey. Tremendous, tremendous run defense by the Tennessee Titans. What we're looking at now is 21 personnel. Broncos have put their fullback to the outside, to the 3-receiver side, to the defensive right, to get a man zone declaration. Once he comes back in, they've got a zone declaration. They're going to check to a run. And what they're going to try to do out of these cut splits, they're trying to get a jet sweep look. They're trying to influence Rashaan Evans on this side here to try to get him to follow this jet sweep look and then run a lead cutback, forcing the corner to come make a tackle in this gap. Rashaan does a tremendous job of being patient, good eyes, good footwork, is patient. He does a tremendous job of putting that right foot in the ground and then brings a lot of punch. He's a tremendous striker, but his development as far as his eyes keys, his patience, and his reads has made him a really, really solid run player for this Titans defense.
General Manager John Robinson is on deck, ready to join Mike and Amy when Titans All Access returns right after this.
Pleased to be joined by General Manager John Robinson. In the last segment, 2 of your players were featured. I want to start with Rashaan Evans. Obviously, you know him well. You picked him in the first round in 2018. But I wonder, what's the best thing about Rashaan Evans that you didn't know until he got here and became part of your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you're evaluating players, you can watch the game film, you can go to practice, you can go to games and see what they do on the field. Our scouts did a great job. They talked to the coaches and staffs about his personality. I would say the biggest thing is his coachability and his work ethic. He's been a tireless worker here. He's been extremely coachable, and I think it shows in his on-the-field play by the way he's improved.
We were interested to learn about Michael Pruitt in the last segment, and he's a guy who was a 5th-round pick of the Minnesota Vikings, has a great rookie year, and then since then, he goes on sort of the parade of practice squads until he gets to Nashville. And now he's part of this football team. He's that tough, dependable, team-first guy.
Yeah, I think he embodies that fighter spirit that that a lot of our players have, and that we want in players. Guys that have overcome situations and really kind of carved out a niche for himself. He's done a really good job for us. Plays a variety of roles for us. His versatility is really good. He can play on the line of scrimmage. He can play in the backfield as a fullback. We can detach him as an FTI end, as well as being an important part of the kicking game.
Your 2019 first-round pick, defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons, starts practice this week. What has he been doing over the last 6 weeks to prepare him to hopefully be part of the Titans team over the last couple months of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he's really been working hard with our training staff, rehabbing that knee, getting in as best as game shape as possible, heavily involved in the meetings, trying to learn and work some technique things that we coach up front along the defensive line. I know he's excited to be back out there, and we're excited to have him.
The opponent this Sunday, the Los Angeles Chargers, their quarterback, Phillip Rivers, who's been there like 40 years, it seems like. What's the challenge playing against a Phillip Rivers offense?
Well, you said it. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. He's played in this league a long time. I'm not sure there's a coverage or blitz that he hasn't seen in his time. He's a fiery leader. He really makes that offense go. So we'll have to do a good job, with disguising our coverage, with matching our rush with our coverage to try to throw him off.
Turn to the Los Angeles Chargers defense. Gus Bradley runs that defense. We obviously know him from being the head coach in Jacksonville. What are the potential problems that a Chargers defense can cause a Titans offense this Sunday?
Well, I think, it's a couple years in that system under Gus. There's a lot of veteran players over there. They're really good up front. With Bosa, with Ingram, with Mebane, Justin Jones out of NC State. He's really having a good season for him. Thomas Davis comes over at linebacker. Casey Hayward, the Vanderbilt product, extremely productive guy in the back end. So, we'll have to really do a good job trying to match and trying to outwit those veteran guys.
Give us John Robinson's keys to the Titans winning over the Chargers.
Well, I think for us it's about execution and effort. It's about whenever your number's called, whatever job that you have to do in any of the 3 phases, that you go out and execute your job with maximum effort for 60 minutes.
Let's get a win.
That's it.
All right. John Robinson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mike.
On the next Titans All Access, wide receiver Corey Davis sits down to talk with Mike Keith for the Nissan Insider. We'll check out the big plays from Sunday's game with the Chargers. Safety Kevin Byard welcomes us into his home to meet his family, including his dog. Time to get ready for the Bucks with Titans General Manager John Robinson. And Coach Mack is back with another look beneath the surface. All that and more on the next Titans All Access.
We always like to end Titans All Access with good news. Pro Bowl tight end Delaney Walker was kind enough to deliver a public service announcement about this event, so we'll let him tell you the good news.
We are teaming up with Kroger in the fight against hunger for the Titans Food Drive benefiting Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. Everyone is encouraged to drop off non-perishable food donations at Nissan Stadium Friday, October 18th, and ticket holders, you can bring donations to the game Sunday, October 20th. Hunger is a reality for 1 in 7 Tennesseans, and we need your help. Let's beat hunger and the Chargers on October 20th.
Delaney Walker doing a good thing, making sure to remind you to bring your non-perishable food items to Nissan Stadium on Sunday to help Second Harvest of Middle Tennessee. Also want to remind you on Sunday, if you go through the gates between 105 and 220 before the Titans and the Chargers, you can take advantage of the Tighten Up Happy Hour, which means $5 Bud Light and Miller Lite cans and $1 hot dogs once you're inside. Plus, you're eligible to win one of 3 cash prizes.
Let me tell you about these cash prizes. 2 people will win $500 courtesy of Pinnacle Financial, and then 1 person will win 1,000 smackers. That's a lot of $1 hot dogs.
There you go. So remember, the Tighten Up Happy Hour. Check in at the stadium, go through the gates between 105 and 220 Central and take advantage of these great offers. And thank you for taking advantage of being part of Titans All Access. We appreciate them.
We really do appreciate you guys.
For Amy Wells, I'm Mike Keith. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.